Most people think real estate investors make money because the housing market magically goes up. I don't actually think that's the truth. I think the truth is the dollar slowly buys less over time while hard assets like real estate become harder and more expensive to replace. And once I understood that, my entire investing philosophy changed. See, when I was younger working at Mancini Realty, I noticed something. The people that made the most money weren't always the flashiest investors. They weren't always the smartest investors. And they definitely weren't the loudest people in the room. Usually, they were just the people who held quality property the longest. That's it, simple. And today, I want to explain why I believe long-term rental ownership is one of the most powerful wealth-building tools in America, especially if you understand inflation, debt, and operations. What's up, everybody? My name is Joe O'Brien, Joe the Real Estate Pro, and I'm a Phoenix investor, landlord, and operator. I own rental properties here in Arizona, and today I want to talk about something that changed the way that I look at money forever. This long-term hold advantage, not flipping, not hype, not a get rich quick, just understanding how the systems actually work. Most people think housing prices go up because housing prices are magical, but I think the bigger truth is the purchasing power of the dollar slowly goes down over time. And that's the nasty thing called inflation. Gas costs more, groceries cost more, insurance costs go up, labor costs more, construction costs more, everything costs more. So eventually rents have to go up and replacement costs have to go up, which pushes the housing market up. Now, obviously, markets move up and down in the short term. I'm not saying real estate only goes straight up forever, but long term, over decades, hard assets historically become more expensive in dollar terms. There was an article about a Miami beach house property bought decades ago, something like $30,000, and now it's worth tens of millions. People look at that and think, wow, what an investment. But the bigger question is, did the house become magical, or did the monetary system just change over time? Because if you stretch almost anything across 70, 80, 90, even 100 years, the dollar itself changed dramatically. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. A landlord with a fixed debt is on a completely different position than a renter. Let's say today you buy a rental property and your mortgage payment is $2,000 a month. Right now, that payment feels heavy. It hurts. But 20 years from now, after inflation, after wage growth, after rent growth, that same payment often feels dramatically smaller. Why? Because you borrowed in today's dollars, but you're repaying the debt in future inflated dollars. You can't beat that. That's one of the biggest wealth hacks in real estate. Meanwhile, rents usually adjust over time. So the tenant is helping pay down the debt tied to the hard asset while inflation slowly makes that debt easier to carry. And this is why I say the landlord often adjusts with inflation while the renter absorbs inflation. That hits home hard. Another thing beginners miss is a rental property doesn't only make money one way. It has multiple wealth engines. Hear me out. Number one, cash flow. Everybody knows that one. That's the obvious one for everyone's talking about. But when you also have appreciation, loan pay down, tax benefits, and rent growth, that's 5 different ways wealth can compound. And this is where rookie investors get stuck. They only focus on the monthly cash flow. But real wealth often comes from holding the asset long enough for all 5 engines to start working together. That's why sometimes the biggest wealth jump happens years later, not immediately after you buy that property. Now, let me be clear. Not every property is a good investment. You still need good operations, good financing, good tenant management, and good systems. That's why operators beat speculators every time. Speculators hope, operators control. Operators improve net operating income. They manage vacancy, optimize rents, and protect the asset. Operators survive in downturns. And honestly, most real estate wealth is boring. Same house, same neighborhood, same debt, Same system. Year after year, then one day the property that looked small 15 years ago has suddenly massive equity and huge rent growth and tremendous leverage power. This is also why I'm very bullish long-term on the Phoenix market. Population growth, job growth, housing demand, affordable housing shortages, the need for workforce housing and Section 8 housing is still enormous here in Phoenix. And the operator who understands these systems can build a stable portfolio while also providing housing and helping people generally in need. That's why I'm heavy on operations. Not hype, not Lamborghinis, not the fake guru stuff, but real systems, real assets, real tenants, real cash flow, real long-term wealth building. At the end of the day, I don't think the goal is to get rich quick. I think the goal is to control quality assets long enough for inflation, debt pay down, rent growth, and time to start working in your favor. That's the long hold advantage. And honestly, that's what Landlord in a Box is all about. Teaching people how to actually operate a rental property correctly. Not just buy it, but operate it. Because buying a rental property is easy. Operating it successfully for 10, 15, or 20 years, that's the real skill. And if you got value from this video, hit subscribe. Drop a comment below. And if you want to learn more about rental property investing, Section 8 strategies, or long-term wealth building here in Phoenix, reach out to me directly. And remember, the most important conversation you'll ever have as an investor isn't with a mentor, a lender, or a partner. It's with yourself.